In this video, we take an exclusive look at the legendary Bob Dylan's luxurious lifestyle in 2024. From his iconic music career to his personal life, we explore it all. Learn about Bob Dylan's age, his ex-wife, and his 3 children. We also take you on a tour of his stunning house, showcase his impressive car collection, and break down his incredible net worth. Discover how the voice of a generation continues to live in style and influence the world today. Watch now for an inside look at Bob Dylan's life, wealth, and legacy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more celebrity updates. Bob Dylan is an American singer-songwriter. Often considered one of the greatest songwriters of all time, Dylan has been a major figure in popular culture over his 60-year career. Born May 24, 1941, age 83 years, Duluth, Minnesota, United States. Spouse, Carolyn Dennis, M. 1986 to 1992, Sarah Dylan, M. 1965 to 1977. Music group, Traveling Wilburys, 1988 to 1990. Children, Jacob Dylan, Sam Dylan, Maria Dylan, Anna Dylan, Jesse Dylan, Desiree Gabrielle Dennis Dylan. Bob Dylan net worth $500 million. Life and career. 1941 to 1959, origins and musical beginnings. Bob Dylan was born Robert Allen Zimmerman, Hebrew, Shabtai Zissel ben Avraham, in St. Mary's Hospital on May 24, 1941, in Duluth, Minnesota, and raised in Hibbing, Minnesota, on the Mesabi Range west of Lake Superior. Dylan's paternal grandparents, Anna Kyrgyz and Zygmunt Zimmerman, emigrated from Odessa in the Russian Empire, now Odessa, Ukraine, to the United States, following the pogroms against Jews of 1905. His maternal grandparents, Florence and Ben Stone, were Lithuanian Jews who had arrived in the United States in 1902. Dylan wrote that his paternal grandmother's family was originally from the Kajisman district of Kars province in northeastern Turkey. Dylan's father Abram Zimmerman and his mother Beatrice, Beatty, Stone were part of a small, close-knit Jewish community. They lived in Duluth until Dylan was 6, when his father contracted polio and the family returned to his mother's hometown of Hibbing, where they lived for the rest of Dylan's childhood, and his father and paternal uncles ran a furniture and appliance store. In the early 1950s, Dylan listened to the Grand Ole Opry radio show and heard the songs of Hank Williams. He later wrote, "The sound of his voice went through me like an electric rod." Dylan was also impressed by the delivery of Johnny Ray. He was the first singer whose voice and style, I totally fell in love with. I loved his style, wanted to dress like him too. As a teenager, Dylan heard rock and roll on radio stations broadcasting from Shreveport and Little Rock. Dylan formed several bands while attending Hibbing High School. In the Golden Chords, he performed covers of songs by Little Richard and Elvis Presley. Their performance of Danny and the Juniors' Rock and Roll Is Here to Stay at their high school talent show was so loud that the principal cut the microphone. In 1959, Dylan's high school yearbook carried the caption "Robert Zimmerman," to join Little Richards. That year, as Elston Gunn, he performed 2 dates with Bobby V, playing piano and clapping. In September 1959, Dylan enrolled at the University of Minnesota. Living at the Jewish-centric fraternity Sigma Alpha Mu House, Dylan began to perform at the 10 O'Clock Scholar, a coffee house a few blocks from campus, and became involved in the Dinkytown folk music circuit. His focus on rock and roll gave way to American folk music, as he explained in a 1985 interview. "The thing about rock and roll is that for me, anyway, it wasn't enough. There were great catchphrases and driving pulse rhythms, but the songs weren't serious or didn't reflect life in a realistic way. I knew that when I got into folk music, it was more of a serious type of thing. The songs are filled with more despair, more sadness, more triumph, more faith in the supernatural, much deeper feelings." During this period, he began to introduce himself as Bob Dylan. In his memoir, he wrote that he considered adopting the surname Dylan before unexpectedly seeing poems by Dylan Thomas, and deciding upon the given name spelling. In a 2004 interview he said, "You're born, the wrong names, wrong parents. I mean, that happens. You call yourself what you want to call yourself. This is the land of the free." Personal life. Romantic relationships. Echo Hellstrom was Dylan's high school girlfriend. The couple listened together to rhythm and blues on the radio, and her family exposed him to singers such as Jimmy Rogers on 78 RPM records, and a plethora of folk music magazines, sheet music, and manuscripts. Hellstrom is believed by some to be the inspiration for Dylan's song "Girl from the North Country," though this is disputed.